haven't recorded for like over 2 weeks and I'm awkward again. Anyways, welcome to my October wrap up. It is already more than halfway through November, so I'm definitely really late and honestly don't know when I'll be able to upload this, but hopefully it will be before December comes. Anyways, yeah, October wrap up. I read about 7 books. I read 7 books in October. I'll just give you guys some stats before I show you guys the books and like talk about them. But okay, so I read 7 books in October. I read 2,716 pages. The top 3 moods in my reads were adventurous, mysterious, and emotional. Makes sense because most of the books I read was fantasy types, fantasy, mystery, yeah. More medium-paced books than fast-paced books. I did not read any slow books. Most of the books that I read were between 300 to 499 pages. Everything I read was fiction. Yeah, so my top genres were fantasy, young adult, and romance. So, makes sense. Everything I read was from my physical TBR, which I don't remember the last time that it happened in 1 month that I only read physical books, but proud of myself. And yeah, so average rating was 4.29, which means I had pretty great reads. Actually, I'm looking at the chart. I'll post it here, but I literally only have 4 and 5-star reads this month. Like 5 of them were 4-star reads and 2 of them were 5-star reads, which is insane. But yeah, I'm also the kind of person who tends to rate books high. Like I don't know, I don't have like it needs to be like, or like it is mind-blowing enough to be 5 stars, but like for me the criteria to reach that level is really easy. I feel like I don't know, I don't like save my 5 stars or anything. Like I don't know if that makes sense. But anyways, 5 4-star reads and 2 5-star reads, which we will get to later. I will also show my pages in the months. Really went through a slump in the middle there, if you can see. Yeah, I was like, I think I read like 2 mysteries back to back or something, and then I was just like, I need like a change, but I don't know how to go about it either, because like I was still in the mystery mood, but I feel like I was gonna get sick of the genre if I didn't change it up, but I also didn't want to change it up. I don't know. Anyways, what I'm saying is, let's get started. Okay. Yeah. The 7 books that I read, very highly annotated, most of them, as you can see, which makes sense because they are all 4 and 5-star books. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, first book that I read, if you saw my what I read this week, I showed which book I read first, like on the 1st of October, and that was Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Wow, look at how much I've annotated. I think this was one of the books, where I annotated it like properly instead of just doing like a random color coding thing. Yeah, this book was insane. It was so good, so unique. Like, I don't think I've ever read a story like this, or like even like the kind of fantasy world that is in this is so different and so like refreshing, I guess. And also, I guess just because it's like about books and like books being able to talk to people, and not talk to people, talk to one person, but like, and like the kind of magic and like the world, and just, I don't know, like it's like medieval medieval kind of world, but there's like sorcerers and like magic and like, but like it's about libraries and books and like them having magic and like, you know, forbidden books and like things like that. Like, yeah, I don't know, just so freaking good. And just love the found family, love the demon. Oh yeah, there's demons in it too. Wow, I can't believe I forgot that. I love Silas. um yeah, anyways, I absolutely loved it. I've had this book on my shelves for over a year, and I don't know why. It's just, I think I read so many good reviews about this that I was like kind of intimidated to start it because I was worried that I wouldn't like it. But like at this point I feel like I should have some more faith in people, I guess, because absolutely amazing. Yeah, the writing also was so good. Yeah, like so many good lines. Yeah, I'm excited to read. I think there's like a novella or like a second book on these characters, like a second book in this series. So I really want to get my hands on that and read it soon. But I also want to read other books by this author. I know there's like An Enchantment of Ravens or something, and like some other books, I guess. But that's the one I've heard of also on Instagram. So yeah, absolutely loved it. This was, I think, a 5-star read. Let's see. Yes, my first book of October, and it was a 5-star read. Yeah, definitely need to read everything else by this author. Like, so good. Okay, second book was, okay, so obviously October equals fall, equals like mystery, Halloween, and all that. So I needed to get into my mystery aspect because I already got into the fantasy, you know, autumn aspect. So next I read Murder in the Family by Cara Hunter. This was so fun. Like I'm not someone who's into true crime or like listens to podcasts, like, you know, about that kind of stuff and like watches crime shows or anything. But I do enjoy mystery books, and I have been getting into them over the last 2 years. And this was so fun and so different. Like, the entire book is in like screenwriting script format, which is great for me because TMI, but I studied screenwriting in college. So yeah, it was just nice to see this kind of format, but also like just the way the entire book is formed into like a true crime show. And like it, like, I don't know, the way it reveals the way it reveals stuff and like all the things. I don't know, like, yeah, I did guess who it was, but I didn't guess the reasons why. So that was really interesting to read about. And also just the twist at the end, as there is always a twist at the end. Yeah, that was pretty insane. I was just like, am I reading that right? Did that happen? Like, what did I just read? But yeah, really fun. And I would recommend it if you are into true crime and like podcasts and stuff, like those kind of things. This is like a good one to check out. Highly recommend. Obviously the tabs are low because all the ones that when I was making guesses about who it could be and like things that seemed suspicious, only then I tapped it. And yeah, this one kept me on my toes, so I didn't really guess that much, which is why there are less tabs. But yeah, that was a 4-star read. And then I fell into my slump. So I started a book that I didn't end up finishing, but like I could not get into it. I don't know what it was about it. That was also like fantasy, magic, and all of that. So I think I gave it, like, I put it aside. I'm gonna try reading that again when I'm in the mood for that kind of book. Because yeah, I don't know. I think also one of the reasons why I couldn't get into it was because I was really wanting to read Foul Heart Huntsman by Chloe Gong, my second and last 5-star read of this month. Yeah, I think that's why I couldn't get into that one. And I was just like trying to get myself out of the slump, but like literally the worst possible time. Like I wanted to read this so bad, and like I just couldn't get myself to read. And like a book that I've been anticipating for literally so long, and have been literally talking about in almost every video of mine, that I've been waiting for this. But yeah, anyways, so there was that gap of like 5-7 days where I didn't read, and then I finally forced myself to get out of my slump and ended up binge reading Chloe Gong's Foul Heart Huntsman. I can't believe this series is over. I am so sad about it. Like I keep thinking about all of them, but like such a perfect ending to the series. Like I don't even know what to like say or not say, because obviously this entire thing is gonna be spoilers. Yeah, anyways, if you have read these Violent Delights series, then you're in for a treat when you get to this. But also just like in general, like Foul Lady Fortune, like if you read that too, obviously you have to read that before this one. But yeah, just the way things are revealed, like, and just like all the pairings, all the characters and stuff. Oh, I think this one also I was like really good about. Yeah, I did not, this is not just like pretty colors. I actually had tabs, which I will not show properly. Don't look at it if you haven't read it, because that is also spoilers. Yeah, anyways, I did tab it according to characters and tropes and stuff. So yeah, absolutely stunning, absolutely fantastic. I literally have been with this series since the first book came out, which was 2020, I think, end of 2020, 21, something like that. But anyways, I've been with this series for so long and it's over. And yeah, I think definitely maybe next year, or like end of next year or something, I want to reread the series, because I think, I mean, these Violent Delights I read in beginning of 2021, I think. And then Our Violent Ends was also like end of 2021, or like starting of 2022 or something like that. And then I read all three of the rest, like Foul Lady Fortune, Last Violent Call, and this in the last 2 months. But at least these Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends, I want to reread at some point next year maybe, and then reread these again. Yeah, I'm gonna miss them so much. But I also have Immortal Longings waiting for me, so I'm excited to see how the author does adult fiction. And yeah, okay, so fourth book of October 2023 was Before We Say Goodbye by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. As I was saying, I was reading back to back like fantasy and mystery and stuff, which is like big, like heavy, not heavy, but like heavy, I don't know the word for it, but you know, I was reading like big chunky books with like a lot of things going on and stuff. So I just needed something lighter, something in a completely different genre. I mean, there is fantasy in this with the time travel stuff, I guess, but yeah, I needed something different. I needed something light and easy, just so I wouldn't get sick of fantasy and stuff. And also because I needed to know what happens. If you have seen my what I read last in a week video, you know that I read the third book in this series before our memory fades, something like that. The third book in this series, I read that in September, and then the ending kind of ruined me. Yeah, so I needed to read the fourth book to know if they like talk about it, or like if they bring up anything. And also I was hesitating to read this because I thought this was the last book in the series, but it's not. I got this, and then I was like looking it up and seeing like what people are saying about it, and then I saw that there's like a fifth book that is yet to be translated, but like it's there, like it's happening. So I was like, okay, I don't have to say goodbye to the series yet, because literally I thought because of the title that this was the last book, but it's not. That's the title is just because of the theme of the book, which is like more like grief and like losing people and like things like that. Yeah, anyways, this does not talk anything about the third book and what happened in it, because this is set in a time before the setting of the third book, if that makes sense. Like the third book happens after, like years after this one, from what I understood. And yeah, this though was also really good. I really enjoyed the themes in this one about the, you know, about grief and like losing people and like things like that. Like yeah, really, some of these made me cry. The daughter in the end was, yeah. Wow. Anyways, when I thought I was gonna go into a light read, and it's all about losing people and grief, and yeah, anyways, still like, you know, even though it's not heavy in the sense like plot heavy and like, you know, like fantasy heavy types, this was still heavy with its topic, I guess, but also just comforting, and you know, just that feeling of relating and like seeing emotions that you think about and like you have in books is nice. I enjoyed this. I love this as much as the other books. I think this one was really concise with its like theme, which I also enjoyed a lot. And yeah, I mean, I've said this so many times, but if you haven't read the series, I highly recommend it. Yeah, Before We Say Goodbye by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, fourth book in the series and fourth book of October. Next, I couldn't stay away from fantasy, of course, and I needed something that was like more fitting in like the fall autumn theme, I guess. So okay, also I finally got my hands on V.E. Schwab's The Fragile Threads of Power, and I'm so excited to read that because I read the original trilogy last year and absolutely loved it. I loved that was my first V. Schwab book / series, and since then I've read more, but like yeah, I love that so much, and I'm so excited to read, you know, Fragile Threads and get back into the Londons and, you know, see Kel and like Delilah and like yeah. Anyways, so I had been listening, and I finished listening to the Shades of Magic read-along that the author was, you know, had on YouTube and podcast and stuff. So I'm just like, I was really into like the V.E. Schwab world, I guess. So I needed, like, while I was doing the read along, I needed something else also that was like gonna give me, I don't know, the V.E. Schwab vibe. So my fifth book was Gallant by V.E. Schwab. This was perfect for the month, the season, the vibes, everything was exactly what I needed. And like, I don't know, like it's so like eerie and like, I don't know, there's like death as a character and like, you know, I don't know, just yeah, there's like a house, a mansion, another world. It's like, it gave me very like Wednesday, the show, vibes, and also like Stranger Things vibes, kind of like the later seasons. Actually, no, all seasons, to be honest. Stranger Things vibes and like Wednesday vibes. So like, that eerie, like, I don't know, just Halloween vibes. Like, yeah, it was very interesting. I also really liked the format of it because there's like a book in the book, like not a book, a diary. So like we'll see like some small like parts, and then like there's also like drawings and stuff, like sketches from the diary. Hold on. And like, like pretty pictures, and like, yeah, like you'll see like there's like a full section with like just the diaries. Oh shit. Hold on. Where did it go? I just moved a tab and I don't know where it was. Where did it go? Ooh, oh, here. Okay. Anyways, Gallant by V.E. Schwab. Whenever I'll post it, it'll probably already be winter and not fall. But if you're still in the mood for like some eerie fall vibes, like mysterious Halloweeny vibes, kinda, highly recommend this. Like, so good. Like, it's like a short read. There's like barely 300 pages. Yeah, so it's like 307 pages, and a lot of them are just like this diary. So yeah, some fantastic lines, and just like, again, found family as well, and like, yeah, I really don't even know how to describe it, except like, it's like the vibes are very like Wednesday and Stranger Things, but it's also like not, obviously. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it was great. I enjoyed it. I loved being in the world. Gave me all the creepy eerie vibes. I don't know how to describe it besides just saying eerie. I keep saying eerie. Anyways, that was book 5 of October. Books 6 and 7 are the first 2 books in a series of 4, and it is a danmei series called The Scum Villain's Self-Saving System by MXTX Mo Xiang Tongshu. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering it, but MXTX, The Scum Villain's Self-Saving System. This was also so fun. This is, again, if you can see, it is fantasy. It has cultivation system, like the cultivation world that is famous in books, in danmei books, and like, immortality and like, things like that. But yeah, this was really fun. I got this off of a friend's recommendation, but I knew nothing about the books. So going into it was very shocking, but like in the best way. Like, this is kind of like it made me feel like I was playing a game, if that makes sense. So basically, the story is that this guy, this is not what he actually looks like, but this guy is reading a popular trashy, how he describes it, a popular trashy book series, like, and he's reading that like right before he dies of something, which we don't know, but it doesn't even matter. So he dies, but then instead of just dying, he ends up getting into the book that he was reading. So he's been criticizing this book this entire time, and like the characters in it and all that, and then he falls in and gets into a body of one of the villain characters, and so who he knows has a very bad death, and so he has to like start like collecting points and like being nice to the hero and like things like that to make sure that he doesn't die, because if he dies in the game, then in the book, then he dies in real life again, so he has no chance. So this is his second chance of living, but it has to be in the book, in the story. So yeah, it's like a game system, kind of like he'll have like a voice in his head saying like, you know, plus 100 points and like things like that. So yeah, really fun. Like there's like fun artwork and stuff too, and like, you know, there's like glossary and stuff at the back. Yeah, this is my second danmei series. First, transmigration, which is a trope of like someone getting into like a story or like a game or a book and stuff, and like having to play the role of that person. Anyways, first transmigration book, second danmei series. The first one was Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, which I read in June, I think, or July, June, I think. Yeah, really enjoying it. I've read, so yeah, so the last fifth and sixth book of October was the first and the second book in the series. Yeah, really enjoying it. Since then I've read the third book as well, which is where the story technically ends, and then the fourth book is like a bunch of like extra chapters and like a long epilogue basically, so like just giving us like actual nice moments after all the angst and stuff. So yeah, I'm slowly making my way through the fourth book right now, but fifth and sixth book of October was The Scum Villains Self-Saving System by MXTX, and yeah, really enjoying it, really loved it. And yeah, I need to check out more transmigration books, but also more danmei books, but also MXTX book. I really want to read Heaven's Official Blessing, which I've heard so much about, and all my friends are reading it right now. So I am excited to get into that, maybe sometime next year. And yeah, 7 books that I read in October. These books are quite heavy. Let me try. Okay. Wait, no. I'm trying to hold them in a way that I don't show them. Like, I don't show the names of the books before I reveal them. Okay. What's here? Wow, this is a workout. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, I have lost my train of thought, and yeah. I mean, it's already almost December, and I accordingly, when why can't I speak? Anyways. Wait. 6, 7, 8. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I read this in November? Okay.